Right. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all having a good day. I want to thank you for joining my presentation. Typically, in a normal year, I would be standing in front of all of you delivering this, but as you all know, we were hit with a curveball about 7 months ago with COVID, and the result is a virtual presentation. So I have found that in doing these, it does really help if we hold off questions until the end. So if you think of something that you want to ask, something crosses your mind, just kind of jot it down and we'll have a nice little question and answer session toward the end of the presentation. But I should start by introducing myself to all of you. But my name is Kylie. I am a career development specialist with Pittsburgh Technical College, and I am here to talk to all of you guys today. Um, because as high school students, you guys are all on a journey, right? And that journey is leading you toward the next stage of your life. Next stage meaning life after high school. And I hope all of you know that when you do graduate, you all have the same options. You can go to college, you can join the military, you can get a job. And there's not an option that's going to be better or worse than the others. The best one is going to be whichever works the best for you. And today, I'm going to give you guys some information about all the exciting opportunities that we offer PTC, as well as some other info that hopefully will help guide you in the decision you're going to make after high school. So before we go any farther, I do want to start things off with a video. I really like this video. I think it sets the tone nicely for the presentation this year. It's a collaborative video of about 5 of our graduates and what they thought about PTC and where they are today. So let me share this with you and then we'll go get started after that.
My name is Felicia Johnson.
My name is Deshaun Boring.
Christina Lottie.
Justin Seipel.
My name is John Cantor, and I went to Pittsburgh Technical College. From this table to this building that we're in, somebody had to draft it at one point, and I make the plans to do that.
The thing that's really great at PTC is that a lot of what the instructors teach goes hand in hand with what we're looking for. With Magnify, we can take it from there and mold the engineer.
It really gave me an insight to the IT world, and then Magnify decided they wanted to keep me, so they hired me on. Here at PTC Career Services is really incorporated throughout our students' education. So anytime you are looking for a new position, we are always here to help you, because ultimately our goal is the success of the student.
There was definitely some moments there where you do realize that you're part of something that's much bigger.
You have to find a way to push yourself and do things that you're not used to doing.
I can't believe I took this long to actually go to school with PTC and actually do it, because it's like the best in the world. It's so fulfilling.
Okay, so nice little entrance video. And one of the first things I like to kind of talk about and kind of clear it from the get-go is our location. So a lot of students assume, and rightfully so because of our name, that we're located downtown in the city of Pittsburgh. We're not. We used to be. We grew too big to stay in the city. So about 20 years ago now, we moved out to Oakdale. So Oakdale, if you can see by this map, so here's Pittsburgh. If you almost move directly left, you're going to run right into PTC's campus. So we are about 12 to 13 miles outside of downtown. And I like to tell people, I think that we have the best of both worlds at PTC. We're close enough to a lot. Like it takes 15 to 20 minutes to get into the city, depending on traffic. We're 5 minutes away from anything in Robinson, the mall, the shopping, IKEA, anything in Robinson. And then we're 10 minutes down the road from the Pittsburgh airport. However, our campus sits on about 180 acres of old farmland. So although we're really close to a lot of these big things, we have a very rural setting where we are. And because we have all of that acreage, we're really able to give our students a nice campus life. Now, of course, most of what you're seeing up here has been put on hold due to COVID, but we do have a full-time student activities advisor and an intramural coordinator, and they plan events for students all year long. So if you were to come to PTC, please take full advantage of everything that goes on, because your campus life is a really big part of your college experience, okay? Also, another kind of benefit to having all the property that we have, we were able to build housing on campus. So we do have on-campus housing. Of course, it does look differently now due to COVID, but I can explain that here in a minute. So we have 3 buildings on campus. They're all the same. They're 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartments, and they do come fully furnished. That means that your furniture and your major appliances are already there. So all the big ticket items you're seeing here, like you see some beds over here, some dressers, desks, all of your stuff in the living room, couches, chairs, everything in the kitchen, all the big appliances already in the apartment. Okay. All you have to do is bring yourself, maybe some clothes, a computer, a television, and you're good to go. So typically we would have about 4 to 5 students in every apartment. Again, they're 4-bedroom and 2 full baths. Due to COVID, we've had to cut that down to about 2 students. With the guidelines, I believe only 1 student has to use a bathroom. So right now we have 2 students in every apartment. Hopefully sometime in the near future, we can get back to having a full house. But right now we only have 2 per apartment. Another nice thing that I like to talk about, I mean, we offer housing for sure. So if you are interested in PTC and you should need housing, talk with your admissions coordinator prior, because they have all the updated information about what's going on with housing and what's available. So like I said, we do offer it, typically 4 to 5 students. Now we only have 2 in every apartment. And also there's free parking at PTC. I know you guys can see the cars up there in that first photo. Whether you commute or live on campus, we do not have a parking fee to have a car. So I wanted to mention that too. But like I said, hopefully we can get back to having a full house here soon. So PTC is what's considered a career college, okay? What that means is we're able to offer you focused education in a variety of different areas. What does focused education mean? Okay, so focused education, if you come to PTC for, let's say, graphic design, all of your classes pertain to graphic design. We don't make you take anything that's unrelated to what you are studying. And because our education works this way, we're also able to graduate you a lot quicker. So you see the variety of areas that we offer majors, right? Business, criminal justice, culinary, design, energy and electronics, healthcare, hospitality, information systems and technology, IT for short, nursing and trades. And we're going to talk about all of these in better detail here in a minute. But the reason I wanted to just run through them with you. So I mentioned we can graduate you sooner because you're only taking classes you need, right? So if you see under business and IT, we offer some bachelor degrees. A bachelor degree in a typical 4-year school takes students about 4 to 5 years to complete. At PTC, you can do it in just 3. And that is because of the focused education that we offer. You're only taking classes you need for the major you're studying, which enables us to graduate you a lot sooner. So I wanted to mention that. Also, so we're a career school. That's one thing that sets us apart from a typical 4-year college. We can graduate you sooner. That's another thing. One other, so before COVID, we had programs that were either offered fully online or you came to campus full-time for. Now, every single one of our programs is a nice blend. You're going to have some classes that you do online and some that you come to campus for. So we have both online and on-campus coursework. We also are very project-based. If you're the type of person that learns well by doing, not by getting lectured to, then PTC is going to be great for you. Project-based, we want you to know all the knowledge and the skill you would need for the job you'd have when you graduate. So it's not a lot of lecturing at PTC. You're not going to come to class and get lectured to for hours on end. You're going to have your books, basically set them down, and you're going to be working with your hands like this guy in this photo. Okay, it's very project-based, hands-on learning. There's that point again, focused curriculum to get you in and out faster. Again, only taking classes you need for your major, which enables us to graduate you in less time. Smaller class sizes. Our ratio at PTC, it's about 16 to 1. So because our class sizes are more on the smaller side, that really enables you to get that one-on-one instruction with your teacher. And we think that individualized instruction really does help with your education. So smaller class sizes are nice. We also focus on in-demand careers. So everything we offer at PTC, the jobs in those fields are in demand. We do that specifically so when you graduate, you're going to be able to find a job in your field. There's so much of that where students graduate and they don't get a job in what they went to school for. And we don't want you guys to feel that way. We want you to be able to have confidence and to know you're going to go to school, you're going to spend all your time, money, and effort into studying something. And when you're done, you're going to have a job in your career. I mean, what's the point of going to college if you're not going to have a job in what you spent all that time, money, and effort into studying in school, right? So we do focus on in-demand careers. And every single one of our programs offers an internship or a clinical, and that's attached with it. That's great. Internships are great, not just for the experience, but also for the networking. So you're going to work with a company for the last 3 months of your education. You're going to learn all the knowledge you need, all the skill you need for your job, but you're also going to have that really nice networking capability with the employer, which in turn can result into a job. For instance, last year, 2 out of every 3 students who walked across the stage at graduation already had a job before they had their diploma in their hand. Big part due to having that internship, okay? The other big part is what I'm going to talk about next. 96% of our students last year were placed in their field. 96% of our students are working in their career they studied in school. That's really high and that's great. Big part, career services. Big group of people at PTC, it's a team of people that their sole priority is to help you upon graduation. Actually, they're supposed to help you. They're there to help you from the time you set foot on campus until you are buried in this ground and off this planet. But they're a big reason why our percentage is so high. They have connections and they network with a lot of companies all over this country. So take advantage of them because that's great news for you. Like I said, you can go to school, spend all your time, money, and effort into studying something, and you're going to get a job in that field when you graduate. 96% of our students are working in their careers. Little bragging spot here. So the US News and World Report, all right, guys, this is a national periodical that comes out every single year that a lot of high school students use as a reference to find a good college. PTC was listed in here as a 2021 best college. Okay, that's huge. We're not a Pitt, we're not a Penn State, we're not a Robert Morris, we're a career college, okay? And we were listed in here as a best college to attend in our region. So out of all the colleges in Western Pennsylvania, PTC was listed in the US News and World Report, a national magazine, okay? So kind of wanted to bring that to light too. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that whenever you graduate, you can get a job, you can join the military, you can get a job. You can get a job, you can join the military, you can go to school. If you choose school as your route, one concern some of you might have is how are you going to pay for that, right? Lots of ways. You can get a loan if you'd like. Now, loans you do have to pay back after graduation with interest. So you do end up paying back more than you actually borrow. But if you need a loan, you need a loan. Grants are free money that you receive. You don't have to pay back. And then there's scholarships. I like to touch on scholarships. I don't think a lot of students, high school students, take advantage of all the scholarship opportunities that are out there. Now, there are universal scholarships that you can get where maybe if you're left-handed, you get a scholarship if you have red hair or a twin, okay? But these that you're seeing up here are PTC specific. So you can get a scholarship at PTC, whether it's like club and organizational based on the right or competition based on the left. Everything on the right, if you are in any one of those clubs or multiple clubs as an active member your senior year, you can get a scholarship at PTC because of it. Left-hand side, they're more competition-based. Maybe you have to write an essay. Maybe you have to do a project, whatever it may be. But these are the scholarships that we offer at PTC. One I like to kind of reference a lot is early application. This one is specifically for seniors. So if you are a senior, please pay attention to this. If you have any interest in PTC, apply prior to December 12th this year. Reason is, number one, there's no application fee. So it's free to apply to PTC. Number two, you can do it right on our website. It takes like 10 minutes. The third thing is, if you apply prior to December 12th, you'll be part of our early application process. What that means, you're going to get $500 just because you applied early. And if you write an essay, it's really a paragraph. I think the limit's like 250 words. But write an essay answering the question, how do you see your life changing once you become a college student at PTC? You have the chance of winning one of three $3,000 early application scholarships. So writing basically a paragraph that's 250 words in length enables you to be in the running to win $3,000. So again, I like this. I think it really gives seniors a motivation to get the ball rolling a little early. But again, if you have any interest, apply to PTC prior to December 12th so you can be part of the early application process and try to win $3,500. Okay, so I mentioned I'd like to go through other programs with you. So that's what we're going to do now. If you have a cell phone or another device available to you at this time, if you can get that out for me, I would like you to all go to this website up here in blue. It's ptcollege.edu/Kylie. That's my landing page. So if I was physically standing in front of you guys today, I would have handed you little white lead cards, okay? And on those lead cards would be all of our programs, as well as a spot for your personal information. And what would happen was when I would go through all the majors with you, you would have that card out and you would follow along with me. And if you would have any interest in anything I spoke about, you'd check off what programs you liked, you'd put your personal information at the top, you'd hand that card back to me, and I would take it to PTC so that we could put you into our system and start to mail you information about the programs you have interest in. However, I'm not physically there, right? So everything is done digitally. So this website that I'm directing you guys to go to, this ptcollege.edu/Kylie, that's my landing page. On there, you're going to find my lead card, or actually your lead card. It's a digital lead card this year. And it looks like this. So if you're on your cell phone, this is what it's going to look like. I mean, if you're on a computer, it's all responsive. So if you're on a computer, the web page looks like this. If you're on your cell phone, a smaller screen, it's going to be shortened, okay? But again, this is a digital lead card. I'd like you guys to keep this up for me because I'm going to go through the programs with you here in a second. And when I do, if anything interests you, this is the opportunity that you have to check off the ones that do. They're all down here under areas of interest. And by selecting them, you click, okay, or touch, and they turn blue. Some of them will have some subcategories, so you'll go down here and click specifically within energy and electronics what you have interest in. When you're finished with all of that, you'll come back up. I know it's backwards, but it's okay. Come back up and you would put in your personal information here, okay? Select your graduation year, put in your high school, and then you would be able to come all the way back to the bottom and hit connect. What that does is then shoot us all of your information and you're directly in our system just like that. That in turn enables us to mail you information about the programs you checked off, or if you're a senior, we'll call you and we'll pick a time that's convenient for you and your family to come out and get a tour of PTC. We still are doing personal tours, just a little different. But if you have interest as a senior or underclassman, make sure that you fill one of these out and that you hit connect so that your information is in our system so that we can in turn give you guys some more info about what you have interest in. That's one thing that if I could redo and go back in time to high school, I would fill out every single one of these because you can never have too much information. And once you have that info, then you can kind of go through it and kind of weed out what you like and what you don't and go from there. But if you don't do this, then you won't have the info. So I do encourage students, if you like anything that you see as we talk today, go ahead and fill out that digital lead card because like I said, you can never have too much information. It's always good to have some info as a guideline. Okay, so we are going to start off in business. Now, business is very broad. If you're somebody who wants to maybe own your own business, you're business minded, this would be a great fit for you. So we have some bachelor degrees. We have accounting, management, or hospitality and tourism management. And again, don't forget, our bachelor programs are able to be done in just 3 years. And then you have 2 associate degree options here as well. You have one in accounting and you have one in management. So again, if you want to own your own business, you're business minded, this would be a good fit for you. As we're moving forward, anything that you guys see that's typed up in red, those programs are fully offered online, as well as that hybrid of some online and some in class, okay? So all of our programs, like I said, some of your classes will be online, some of them will come to campus for, but the ones that are typed up in just red, those ones are fully online and that's it, okay? So I wanted to mention that. Criminal justice. So a lot of our students who come to us for this, they want to become police officers. That's not the only thing you can do though. You can get into corrections, you can get into security, you can get into probation. It's very, very broad. The nice thing about this program as well is when you're finished, you're going to have your Act 235 weapon certification training done. That enables you to carry a weapon with you on the job. So any interest with anything under criminal justice, please check this one off. Now, again, I want to reiterate that the ones in red, okay, they're offered both online and on campus, like the hybrid blend, or you can just do them fully online, whatever interests you. Those are the ones typed in red. All right, culinary, this is my favorite. If you guys like food, whether that's eating it, cooking it, whatever it may be, all forms of food, right? This is going to be a good option for you. Our culinary program is very broad. You're going to learn cuisines from over 20 different countries here. You're also going to learn cutlery skills, how to hold a knife properly, how to make certain cuts on certain foods, how to plate and present your meals, because you have to make your dishes look pretty. Presentation's a big part in culinary arts. That's the art part of it. And then you're also going to learn how to design a menu. If you'd ever want to own your own restaurant or catering business, you have to have a menu, right? So we teach you from everything from A to Z in culinary. Couple of options. You have an associate program here, 2-year program in culinary, and then you have 2 certificate programs, one in culinary, one in just baking and pastry. When we started this, we found that a lot of students just had interest in the sweets end. They wanted to become pastry chefs or like decorate wedding cakes. So we have a certificate program just for baking and pastry in case you just wanted to focus on the sweets. So there you go. Design engineering. Okay, lots of associate degrees here. You have one in CAD or computer-aided drafting. If you guys don't know what CAD is, let me explain. Everything that is built, it needs to be designed first. That's what you do as a CAD engineer. You have 2 options, either architectural or mechanical drafting. Associate in Science and Multimedia, you can do video production or web design and development. And then you have an associate in Science and Graphic Design. I showed you that video earlier of all of our students, all of our graduates, right? Now I want to kind of break it down per program. So the one I'm going to show you now, this is John Cantor. John Cantor is a graduate of our CAD program, and he's going to share his experience with you.
If you get in the area of any buildings that you work on, that's what you're focused on. Like, I'm driving by Skyview Apartments down in Oakland, and it's like I'm looking out my car window, traffic from Pittsburgh's going on all around me, and I'm like trying to take video or take a picture, and it's like that's all you can focus on because you put so much time and effort into one building. It's nice to see the finished project.
Okay, so again, how cool would it be as a CAD engineer? You're driving through a city and you see a building that you helped to design. Pretty neat, right? That's all part of CAD. So architectural CAD, you would focus on any kind of structure, buildings, bridges, whatever. And then mechanical is the end where you would design all the mechanical processes of things. Energy and electronics. All right, guys, electronics, they're everywhere. And they touch every single industry in this country. And I'll get to that in a minute. So you have an associate degree option where you can do either electronics or industrial instrumentation. And then you also have an associate option to do smart building technology. Like I said, guys, electronics technology controls every industry in our world, whether it's solar and wind, whether it's oil and gas, whether it's electrical. They are the backbone of the communication industry too, with cell phone towers, mobile communication, police, fire. They secure and protect America by surveillance, alarms, and security. Guys, they are at the heart of every single industry, okay? So if you have any interest in any bulleted point that you've seen on these last two slides, then check off electronics on the digital invitation. Hospitality, all right, these are for the people who are like to work with people. If you're a people person, right, like to work in groups and teams, you want to travel, you want to manage a hotel, restaurant, or casino, hospitality is going to be the fit for you. We have hotel and restaurant management or travel and tourism that you can study. Healthcare is very broad. In this program, you can do medical assisting. So when you go to the doctor or MedExpress, and the first medical professional that you encounter, that is the medical assistant. They take your height, weight, blood pressure, things like that. That's what you would learn as a medical assistant. Medical office, you'd be doing all the behind the scenes paperwork part of the medical field, like billing, scheduling, medical coding. Surgical technology, you're going to be the assistant to the surgeon. Now, you're not going to be performing surgeries. However, you're going to be scrubbing in for surgery. You're going to be transporting that patient down to the operating room for surgery. And you're going to be standing side by side with the surgeon, handing that surgeon every instrument needed to perform the certain surgery. So, like I said, not going to be physically performing the surgery, but you're going to be assisting the surgeon during surgeries. And then one certificate program here, and that's in therapeutic massage. So if you want to become a masseuse or massage therapist, this is a great option for you. One nice thing about therapeutic massage is your classroom is a spa. We have a full-blown spa on campus at PTC, and that's where all of your classes take place. Pretty nice. Information systems and technology. Big computer-based program here, right? So you have some bachelor options. You can do information systems and development, information systems and security, or just plain old IT. And again, our bachelor degrees are able to be done in 3 years. Then you have some associate degree options, one in network administration, the other in network security and computer forensics. Computer forensics is something where you would be solving all the cyber crimes. So things like identity theft, people hacking into other people's bank accounts, okay? All part of cybercrime. And you would do all that in network security and computer forensics. And then we have an associate in science and programming, and programmers are the language masters. You write languages that make computers do what they do. So I want to introduce you to another graduate of ours. This is going to be Christina Alati, and Christina has some info here. She's a graduate of the IT program.
My name is Christina Alati. I went to Pittsburgh Technical College, got an associate's degree in information technology, and I now work at Magna 5 in the IT world. With our classes being so small at PTC, they were able to get to know us one-on-one. They're paying attention to their students, and they noticed my grades slipping because I was working and because I was just not sure what I wanted to do. But after seeing that someone saw my potential, I believed in myself, and I was able to get my grades up and make it through.
Okay, so some info about the company that she works for, right? So Magna 5. Magna 5 is a big employer of ours, okay? They love PTC graduates. So she's a graduate of PTC, so is her boss. So are 20 other colleagues that work with her, okay? All PTC graduates. So again, as I mentioned, with our career services team, having that connection and networking capabilities with all the employers, this is one that they love the way that we train our students and they hire them right after graduation. So any interest in IT, maybe you'll be working for Magna 5 with the rest of the IT graduates. Nursing, 2 options here. You have an associate in science to become an RN or a registered nurse. And then it's a 2-year program to become a registered nurse. And then you have a certificate program, a little bit of a shorter program. It's 12 months, and you will be a licensed practical nurse. Major difference here, of course, the associate degree is longer. It's 2 years opposed to 12 months. So it's double the length, which means you're in class longer. You're going to learn more. You'll have more responsibility in the workforce, and you'll get paid more money. So 2 options in nursing. You have an associate in science to become a registered nurse, 2 years, and then a certificate program for a licensed practical nurse, LPN, and that's 12 months. One more graduate to share with you. This is Felicia, and Felicia has a personal aspect to her story, so I like to share that.
Yes, that's not my normal. My name's Felicia Johnson. I went to Pittsburgh Technical College, and I work at Heritage Place. I had a newborn who had these medical problems that I didn't know about. So having to do the research to understand what it actually is that she had made me more interested in becoming a nurse, because it made me want to help other people and help them get through a similar situation. I can't believe I took this long to actually go to school with PTC and actually do it, because it's like the best in the world. It's so fulfilling.
Now, I like to add somebody with a personal story. I think a lot of us make decisions in our life based on something that happened to us or a personal reason. So I like to share that because I think we can all relate. And our last ones fall under trades. You have an associate in science in HVAC. HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, where you're going to be able to inspect, install, and maintain the latest in the heating and cooling systems, both residentially and commercially. You also have an associate in science in welding. And then you have some certificate programs, one in HVAC, one in welding, and then one to become an electrician. One thing about this program, it's very hands-on. You're going to be working with your hands from day one until you're done. It's very, very, very hands-on in these programs here. The second thing is you have to have a very clear and clean background check to pursue these, because you're going to be working in both residential, so you're going to be working in people's homes as well as commercial facilities, so big corporations as well as personal homes. And since you're going to be working in areas like that, you have to have a very clear and clean background check. So wanted to mention that too. Not that I think any of you don't, just like to bring that up. Okay, so I mentioned earlier too, with the 96% success rate that we have of students that are working in their careers, that a big part of that was due to this group right here. So career services, they work with you from day one, okay? They'll help find you a part-time job if you want one while you're in school. They'll help you place you in your internship that you need. They'll help place you in a job when you graduate. They'll help place you in as many jobs as you want over the course of your lifetime. These guys will work with you from the time you step foot on campus until you're buried in the ground off this planet on your last day. Okay, they'll do anything with you from career planning to mock interviewing to resumes. They'll help you with your resume. They're going to negotiate your salary for you. Huge, huge, huge. So please take full advantage. And they network with employers and have connections with employers all over this country. Okay, so if you guys get nothing else from me today, please understand we have a placement team and they help you from day one all the way through and after graduation. So please take full advantage of them if you were to come to PTC. Okay, so again, lots of information in a short period of time. If you have a couple of minutes, we went through all those programs, right? So if you have a few minutes, if you still want to take some time and finish filling this out, like I said, personal information goes to the top. Check off whatever programs you liked that we just spoke about, hit connect, and we'll get you guys some info here soon. So please finish this if you'd like. If you would like to, if you have any questions for that matter, you can always email me. My email is thompson.kiley@ptcollege.edu, which you can definitely do. I have an almost 4-year-old, and I also have a 2.5-year-old. I'm up all the time. So please don't, if you think of something, if you're like me, I have to ask the question right when I'm thinking about it or I forget. So if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're awake and you think of something, crap, email me. I'll get it whenever I wake up. You're not going to bother me. It's not going to be too late. You're not going to wake me. Don't worry. But I might even still be awake or just be getting up from who knows what craziness is going on in this house. So please email me with any questions that you guys might have. So again, here's my email, thompson.kylie@ptcollege.edu. Email me any chance you want. And this is the link for that landing page, the digital lead card I just showed you. So if you want to share it with some friends of yours that you think might have interest, or a sibling, or whoever, you're more than welcome to. But I will leave this up for you guys for a couple of minutes so that you can get that info. But this is my landing page, again, www.ptcollege.edu/Kylie. And my email is thompson.kylie@ptcollege.edu. So again, thank you guys. I do appreciate you listening to me. I know this is an odd year. Hopefully next year we can get back to things being hopefully back to normal. And I will hopefully be back there presenting to you guys in person. So I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you again.